Welcome back to Good Day Columbia. Timer now is 8:09 and $2 billion. That's how much South Carolina's equine industry contributes annually to the state budget. It also brings with it 29,000 jobs. South Carolina continues to be a hub that attracts horse owners.
Well, just this weekend, a major event took place that helps contribute to this equine industry, and that's the Caroline Cup. And joining us now is Toby Edwards, Executive Director of the National Steeplechase Museum in Camden. Thank you for joining us today, Toby. It's so good to see you again. A short turnaround.
Yeah, short turnaround. Thank you for having me. And I'll add, I'm also the Executive Director of the Carolina Cup Racing Association.
That too. A man of many hats.
Yes, many hats.
Yes.
So now we need to dive down deeper into the Carolina Cup. How much does this really do for the equine industry, and how much is it really contributing to the city of Camden?
It's a huge economic driver, not just to the city, but to the county and the surrounding area. Close to 30,000 people at Springdale Racecourse on Saturday. So as you can imagine, that is a massive economic impact. I talked to the owner of Chick-fil-A on my way in this morning, and she told me that they did more business on Saturday than they generally do in a normal week of business in one day. So that just shows you that it really is, it's a huge impact.
You know, one of the things, Toby, that we were noticing, that equine study that was done by the state, it says here that South Carolina continues to be the hub for equine. Why not Georgia or Florida? What is it about the Palmetto State?
Partly the weather, as we have mild winters. The soil down here is very conducive for training horses on. And I'm going to throw out the people. What a great state.
Of course, yeah.
Who wouldn't want to be in South Carolina, right?
Yeah, exactly. And speaking about that, the Carolina Cup, you talked about, it drew over 30,000 people. So kind of go through, how do you all plan for this, Toby? This
that's the big question.
Yeah. How long have you got? We're already planning for next year.
Wow.
And I don't say that lightheartedly. Hannah Marsh, my assistant, and I had a long conversation yesterday while things are fresh on our minds about things that we saw that we can change and improve. It is a year-round process, and I have a fantastic team behind me that allows us to put an event like this off.
Wow, already planning. That's amazing. But you also do have to break down the races for us. How many winners are we talking about? Because I know this one particular horse I was rooting for on Saturday. It was called On the Couch. And I was like, On the Couch is going to win. Like, I want On the Couch to win. But break it down for us, Toby.
Oh, yeah, on the couch. I wouldn't name my horse on the couch.
See, that's why I went for him.
Yeah, that's...
It was interesting when today was announced. I'm like, did he say on the couch?
Yes, and look, on the couch.
Well, the winner of the big race, Swore, a horse that's owned by two people, one from Lexington, Kentucky, the other one from Nashville, Tennessee. He was the novice champion last year and has come out again this year to win his first race of the year. And he's a horse that I'm looking forward to following his career. I think we'll see him back in the fall races at the Colonial Cup. Okay. I think he will be a contender for the Colonial Cup in November. So he's an exciting horse to follow throughout the season as we move forward.
So how much money? Because I know when we talk about awards, it's called the purse.
The purse.
The purse. Yes. So why the purse and how much?
The purse goes back to the old days. The expression, gentlemen carried a purse. It was where they kept their money. And so you would put money into the purse, and that was what you were racing for. The purse for the Carolina Cup was $75,000, and that is split percentage-wise. The winner gets 60% of that. So the winning owner of Swore would have got the 60% of $75,000. If my math is right, that is $45,000.
Wow.
So not a bad payday, but horses are very expensive to keep. Swore came down from Unionville, Pennsylvania. So as you can imagine, his Uber fee was quite high. So it is the rewards are there, but it is not an inexpensive sport to be involved in.
You know, for a lot of people, they look at the Carolina Cup and they're like, it's like the Kentucky Derby for us. Finally, Toby, anything else you want to add about it and why folks should really invest in this event?
Well, the Carolina Cup, 91 years this year, fantastic traditions, and we are a charitable organisation, and we're raising money for the Health Service District of Kershaw County. On Saturday, we were able to present a cheque for $100,000 to that charity. So all the support we get from everybody who buys a ticket, a portion of their proceeds of that ticket is going to charitable organisations. And I think that's something that we shouldn't forget, is that it enables us to help a lot of people within our community who might be having a tough time in life and need a little assistance or a safety net there to assist them during those times.
Toby Edwards, thank you so much for being here. We do appreciate it. All the fun.
Yes,
and we have so much fun every year with Watch Fox, so thank you so much for allowing us to be there. Well, folks, stay with us. There's more Good Day Columbia coming up after the break. Timer now is 5:18. 8:15, excuse me.